For Killian Blackmag, at a low level, he receives 15,000 experience. On top of that, the emergency quest gives 10 tickets and 1 guaranteed SR ticket, while disintegrating the night tells him to surpass oblivion and go beyond. Ryukai just replies that there's no me to say it, he's going to keep moving forward. I got recorded everything, and now a blonde guy is watching, wanting to know when the video was uploaded. The other person replies that was just a few hours ago and asks if he wants them to reach out. But the guy replies he doesn't need that, he remembers the face. He just wants the car ready and also wants to know where Linful is. That guy, by the way, is the real leader of Guild Lindsay, Gabriel Darius. Apparently, Linful wasn't just the strongest in fights. The video our boy posted on IGGTube is of course causing a stir on social media. No one can believe someone went one-on-one with the glitch tutorial boss. Went in makes sense was that if it was in Phantom, there's no way he could have had a sword with a gun attached. On top of that, those reflect skills seem way too strange. All that made people wonder whether the video was fake or if the kid was abusing a bug that shouldn't exist. Man, the thing's already playing almost like a blockbuster. On the big screen, and nobody can believe how fast he was reacting. Another analyst from Guild Lindsay named Laguna wants to know who this Ryu 7017 is. She considers herself a pro-level analyst, but even she can't understand how he beat that boss. She tells the team that this definitely seems like some kind of bug they should already know about. The guide of the glasses says that the face is definitely who he's thinking of, but it really shouldn't make any sense. Then we see Linful turning around, asking what's this talk about Ryuki. Damn it, why are villains always hanging around the hot ones, and there's Linful saying he has no idea who that guy is. But the man in the suit responds that the analyst from 3 years ago, who used to make some pretty solid guides, the one Linful asked to be kicked out of the guild, became a nobody. Linful just replies that the world is full of people with that same story. The man wants to know if you saw the Black MIC video, and Linful says yes, he already saw it. To him it looked much more like some sort of bug, because clearly it's impossible to kill that creature in the tutorial. Then the man standing says Linful needs to understand that the person in the video is exactly Ryuki, and he should know what that means. Linful turns around angry and tells his brother to stop talking about that bastard. Since when are they cowards who care about someone like that? They shouldn't even waste mental energy thinking about that kid. Gabriel just decides to say nothing, man. Another guy approaches and asks what they're going to do, because he says this Ryuki seems to be trying to provoke them on purpose. Apparently it looks like a trap, so they better be careful. First, they'll need to find out where he went after being kicked out of the guild to know what the next steps are. He walks off, saying to himself, there's no need to rush. They have time to gather information. The problem is figuring out how his brother is going to handle it. Back with our boy, Igon says he's already recovered 87% and can move. Our guy stands up, drenched in blood, saying the pain was worse than he imagined. His Igon explains that, of course, it was multiple organs and muscles were torn, not to mention several bone fractures. But Ryuki smiles, saying that soon he'll be used to it, especially because he's going to experience it countless times. He keeps moving forward and sees a tower on the horizon. It was finally time to say goodbye to the tutorial. The demonic tower is the main content of this world. The problem is it's something he can't access yet. He'll need to first level up several skills and the dungeons around the tower. As they move forward, Igon says he thinks it was crazy that he shared the video. Now a bunch of people know about him, they'll want to kill him. But Ryuki says he doesn't think he'll be that serious. Most people will just think it's a bug, and bugs happen all the time. Besides, the person at the top of Lindsay tends to be much more cautious, so if I want to gather intel before figuring out how to act. And that's exactly why he needs as much attention as possible. The more famous he gets, the fewer options Lindsay has to act against him, because everything would be made public. Not to mention, if that conversion works the way the robot explained, he can hide his body from this game world whenever he wants. It's like his kind of logout, but since he doesn't have a real body in the real world, his logout state is like existing in the void, or at least that's what I think it is. And the little robot says he's using the system in a pretty smart way. Ryuki, on the other hand, is just thinking he can't wait to get revenge on that damn Lin Fu. He's sure that once he starts making enough noise, that guy will try something. And that's exactly when he's going to strike. The system then says it's tired of all the chatting. It's time to open some tickets. Get 20 pulls, 2 guaranteed SR pulls, and 15,000 points. Time to start spinning and try his luck. But Ryuki is going to this city as the priority because he has to say the revival point. However, Ivan explains that this only happens to people who are brought from the other world. His body actually already exists in this world. At that point, he activates the conversion system and returns to that shop where he died. I'm a little confused, but I think what happened is like he now actually exists in that world. And when he converts, he comes from that world into this one, while people from Earth actually go from Earth to there. In the end, everybody's interacting with each other, right? But I think that's kind of the idea. He's there, kind of confused, looking at himself, saying he was just about to die. But now he's not feeling anything. The system says that's because he's just too awesome. Besides, first, it's best to block the cameras in that place. But man, here come those gangsters again, already showing up, saying that the bastard looks pretty healthy for someone who supposedly died. No way. These gangsters, they set up some tent outside and just hang around all day. The alarm goes off. He just gets up and walks out. Ryuki isn't dumb. He breaks the window and takes off running man. Iman says he's looking for an escape route, and our guy follows the directions. But he ends up in a dead end. He punches the robot, saying the bastard just let him stray to his death apparently. But the little robot explains that there's a reason for everything. The gangsters then catch up to Ryuki and say he's a bastard for making everyone run around at this hour of the night. Now they want to know what the kid pulled from the machine yesterday at the moment he disappeared out of nowhere. If he doesn't want to die, he just needs to hand it over and everything will be fine. Obviously, no way is Ryuki handing over Igon like that. The robot tells him to grab a wooden sword that's nearby. That's because at the moment he can't bring over any items from that world, so it's going to have to use whatever's close by. Ryuki picks it up, saying this is a joke. How is he supposed to fight these guys with that? But a little system window pops up. The gangsters start laughing, asking if the kid really thinks he's going to win using something like that. The Tigran of Jersey guy charges forward, telling him to give up now. It'll hurt less. But then, whack. He takes a hit to the arm and then a smack to the face. Everyone jumps back in shock and the boss immediately orders everyone to go in. There's even some office dude in the middle of the gangsters, man. But Ryuki says this is what's insane. Even in this world outside the game, he still has access to his abilities, folks. He has no idea why it's possible, but he's sure it's ridiculously overpowered. A few seconds earlier, when he smacked that guy, everyone got confused. They seem to have seen a strange glow. The boss, though, grits his teeth and tells everyone to go in as if they're going to lose to one unknown kid. But now the bastard is sure. That kid must have pulled some seriously good item to be able to fight them like that. Still, they're part of the Black Snake, the group that dominates the Unknown's territory. But his expression changes as face goes dark in the next second. There's just one bald dude left taking a hit to the head. Ryuki even asks, "Is that really all you little thugs can do?" At the moment, he picked up that wooden sword from the ground. He understood what's going on. Most people send their body to interact with the avatar in the game. But he, on the other hand, sent his own body into the game. And that's why he feels so much pain over there. Obviously, the advantage is completely unbalanced. Because the stronger his body gets in the game, the stronger he gets in real life. I don't even know where from, but a bunch more thugs show up, man. They all charge in, but man, against someone with SSR that got no chance. A light tap to the leg or arm and the bones are already broken. Then our boy walks up calling for the leader, thanking him for the help he gave yesterday. The chump is spinning a stick trying to hit something, telling him not to come any closer. But Ryuki just blocks it with a level 3 parry and knocks the weapon right out of his hands. Right away, he asks if the guy's going to stop right there, can't just walk away unscathed after all his underlings got beat up. The leader throws himself to grab the stick, shouting at him to shut up, but gets smacked right on the hand immediately, crying out in pain. He tries to throw a little punch in rage, but gets a club to the mouth too. Falls to the ground like trash, and Ryuki says that now he understands why this power feels so good. At this moment, he must be feeling just as good as they felt when they stomped on him that day. But he's sure that the leader's busted up face suits him way better. The guy starts begging for forgiveness, asking him to stop. But Ryuki says that the card he stole that day was the last hope he had. And even then, the guy still took it. So now they're not leaving until they've also lost every bit of hope they had. The guy crying says that no one known ever does something like that and gets away.